Direct. That's right. Every order gets free shipping starting September 6th. Get stocked up with the best storable foods out there with eFoods Direct and be prepared for any emergency before it happens. To take advantage of this special, call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, we got Bible studies getting shut down all over the country by Big Brother. Total violation of the First Amendment and freedom of assembly. We got Dow plunging 400 points. Global markets tumble 4%. Zolik over there at the World Bank, good little globalist, says the world is in danger zone. Soros, U.S. already in double dip. How about already in a depression? We never left the recession, and anybody who runs any type of business with employees knows that. So that's all coming up. I want to give out the toll-free number to join us on air. It's 800-259-9231. Notice our phones are loading up without me giving the number out. 800-259-9231. I've been talking about the fact that they're going to go to fully automated military that's robot. Air, land, and sea, so the globalists can just do whatever they want, pre-program their armies, then have some technicians that help when the robots can't fix the other robots. This is the pure evil of the New World Order. I mean, can anybody in the military see where this is going? Can anybody see this? I mean, I'd like to get your take on it. That and other issues we've raised here today. Let's talk to Brad in Texas. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex. I'm active duty military. I'm just traveling through Texas right now. Just wanted to talk to you. I recently left California at a base that we had protesters outside would constantly be protesting against drone warfare. And they really had a big push. They did not like them out there at all. They constantly sent out emails on a regular basis trying to prepare people, tell them, do not talk, don't tell them anything, you know, point them towards your public relations rep. And they would demonize them, calling them terrorists for staging outside the base, letting people know their opinions about, you know, drone warfare, killing millions of Iraqis in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Well, sir, I mean, I've seen documents where patriots have been called terrorists for even protesting the Federal Reserve, but I would love to see those base emails if you've got them in your inbox and can send them to us. That would be important news for folks to hear that protesters outside the base, they were actually calling them terrorists.
Well, they didn't say so in the email. Actually, I worked with the police there on base, and they would constantly have riot training. They would have, you know, big training groups where they would openly talk about them being terrorists. I didn't have actually any documents saying that they were on paper, but we would constantly get emails just preparing us for the confrontation with this group called Code Pink. And I think it's a fantastic thing that they were doing out there, trying to raise awareness of...
yeah, I don't agree with Code Pink's attack on the Second Amendment and things, but they are brave. And drones are a war crime. When they use them in built-up areas, their favorite thing is a wedding or a family meeting. And they've said it's collateral damage. We'll kill 200 innocent people, including children, to, quote, kill one combatant because they're al-Qaeda. And then meanwhile, they're in the news today. I read this headline earlier where they're saying they're secretly deploying, London Guardian, drones all over North Africa, and as we said they would, using Libya as a base for the drones, those big airports there, to fight al-Qaeda when our own government just gave Libya to al-Qaeda. That's how dumb they think we are. Do you have any comments on that, sir? All right, we lost Brad. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, here's the Washington Post. U.S. assembling secret drone bases in Africa, Arabian Peninsula, officials say. Here's another one. U.S. drone bases in Africa to focus on al-Qaeda targets in Somalia. that's so sick. Everything's Al-Qaeda, except Al-Qaeda. Our government isn't run by good people. It's run by outside, ruthless banks who've got a whole secret technological system under their control, and they're getting rid of the last factors of human decision-making. I want to hear from more military people and others. Are you concerned about the globalists having their own drone robot army?
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do 3 things right away. Number 1, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number 2, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number 3, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All 50 states are in the process of passing or have already passed laws, and the feds have already opened the way up for that as well, to have Google cars driving people and products, 18-wheelers, buses, you name it. And in the MIT and Toyota analysis that I read a decade ago on air to you, and again, the last few years, they said everyone in a car will be watched by the police department. You can pull this up even in CBS News for safety via the cell phone system that's now being put in most cars. Even if you don't have OnStar, it's being built in as the new emergency system. And all that data is uploaded in real time to the feds, sent to the threat fusion centers. And everything is to be remote controlled. And it's already here. So prepare yourself for that. These cars are already on the road all over, having wrecks, crashing into people. Globalists don't care. They're going to run it until it does have a higher safety standard than human driving, and then they're going to get rid of human driving. And that's all been announced. That's all coming. And, of course, LaHood, the head of the Transportation Department, said, we are anti-car. We're going to try to shut down the use of cars unless they are robotic. And this is how it's going to be phased in, to where basically aircraft pilots will just be like a toilet attendant there in case there's a problem. Same thing with people driving buses and trains and cars. It will be entirely ceremonial. Some of the other news that we have here, U.S. lawmakers will see gruesome reality of China's one-child policy. Cyber News Services reporting they're going to have congressional hearings about how they have forced abortions and kill babies that have already been born. But this is all hailed by the UN, Planned Parenthood, and others. And Obama has supported these policies. So has, of course, the vice president. And this has all been financed by the people that run our country in the deals that they signed back in the 1970s with the Chi-Coms. Continuing, Fukushima fallout is in California rainwater. And that's ABC News finally reporting some reality. We're going to be going over some of that. 5 killed in typhoon. Batters, tsunami ravaged Japanese coast. Obviously, the stock markets are tumbling right now. Dow plunges 400 points. Global markets tumble 4%. Zolik, world in danger zone. The answer is set up the new Bank of the World. It's already been set up with SDRs, but publicly have Europe sign over dictatorial power to it. Our Congress, our super Congress, to sign dictatorial power over to it. And the very bankers that have maneuvered us to this point always say, give us more power, we'll fix it. And then things get worse. Give us more power, we'll fix it. And then things get worse. Give us more power, we'll fix it. Things get worse. Give us more power, we'll fix it. Give us more power, give us more power, give us more power. And even though you're awake to them, they're like, we know you're waking up. Do you notice the SWAT teams and the drones, the threat fusion centers, and that we're tracking people? Okay, yes, we're criminals. Sit down and take it. And so that's how this works. And those people just say, well, I'm going to go along to get along for my 20, 30 pieces of silver. Soros says U.S. already in double dip. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been in a depression for at least the last 3.5 years. Another headline, global meltdown, investors dumping everything. This is the big news of what's happening today. We've also got these articles up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. It's also all up at DrudgeReport.com. Global meltdown. And I told you, as soon as they got the next round of bailouts in Europe, this would begin. It was all planned. Investors are dumping nearly everything. With no solution in sight for Europe and new fears of global recession, investors dumped stocks and commodities and ran to the safety of U.S. treasuries, themselves being mainly bought by the private Federal Reserve, now propping up their investment. Treasury yields, as a result, slipped to historic lows, with a 10-year yield at 1.75%, a 30-year at 2.68. And again, this is not the dollar rising. This is it being the last bastion. All the people are running to what they see as the biggest piece of wreckage. This is the command destruction model. The dollar was also beneficiary of a massive fear trade, since the U.S. stock sharply lower on the heels of steep sell-offs in equities markets around the globe. The worst-performing stock sectors mirrored the sell-off in global commodities markets, with materials down 4.46. I thought this was a great boon in our economy. Obama had all the answers. They did have the answers. Destroy our economy by design. And energy stocks down to 4.1%. Copper hit by concerns of Chinese slowdown. See, they've got a global inflation happening, but they're depressing the real economy while inflating the currency, trying to balance the two in a double whammy against the general population, only to help the mega rich and the central banks. See, all policies are to consolidate power in them. Your money's inflated, but there's also an overall depression. And so that puts the damper on prices going up. That's why you're going to see gold, silver, copper all plunge. For now, they'll only rocket back up if you follow this economic witch's brew. Gold, usually a safety play, was sold into the maelstrom as investors raised cash. But see, what happens then in the next phase is, again, the dollar starts to devalue and retrogrades. And then the euro spikes. It's a seesaw designed by the insiders with insider manipulation to continue to shear us down to the bone. The euro also fell, a recent bottom of its range, and is trading